You'll first encounter Rogier at the Stormveil castle. From the Rampart Tower side of Grace, jump through a series of roofs, into a hole, and into this church. Talk to him and exhaust his dialogue.
Ah, nice to meet you. The pleasure's mine. Rogier's the name. A sorcerer, as you might have guessed. I'm looking for a little something here in the castle. When I'm not hot-footing it from the troops, that is. But enough about me. What are you doing here in Stormveil Castle? This place is bristling with tarnished hunters, you know. They sacrifice our kind for grafting. Not exactly a place I'd stroll into without a purpose in mind. I see. Here to challenge Godrick and lay your hands upon a great rune, are you? You can see it then, I take it. The guidance of grace. Well, enjoy it while you can. I'm tarnished, like you. But unlike you, I've seen neither hide nor hair of this guidance for the longest time. Still, I won't forget how it felt when I first came here, to the lands between. I'm privy to a few magical battle arts. Would you care to learn one? As a fellow tarnished, once guided by grace, I'd love to help you out, if it please.
After that, you'll have to reach the Liftside Chamber side of Grace in Stormveil Castle. Step outside and take a right, past this corpse. Jump down, be very careful because you may actually die here, you can take full damage. Anyway, your goal is to jump through these wooden platforms and reach a point where you see a giant face. There will be a ulcerated tree spirit. In my gameplay, I had already taken out the ulcerated tree spirit boss, so just keep going until you find a giant face. You'll see it's past all of these rats. You'll see this giant face, and next to it there will be a bloodstain that you have to interact with. It is Rogier's bloodstain. After that, you can travel back to the Roundtable hold and speak to Rogier next to the balcony.
Ah, we meet again after all. I apologize for any offense given by my bearing, but I'm quite unable to move, you see. So, what do you need? Ah, you defeated Godrick and claimed yourself a great rune. Looks like we both got what we wanted out of Stormveil, didn't we? Well done, friend. Something to mark the occasion. Go on, take it. As you might have guessed, I still can't move. My fighting days are behind me. No need to be polite. I've no use for it anymore. Ah, so you've met Dee. Dee is an old friend. We found ourselves journeying together for a time, bound by our exploration of death. But our paths have since diverged, never again to cross. Though that's hardly an uncommon fate for two friends. The misshapen corpse under Stormveil. That is a sacred relic of the Black Knives plot, as that famed night of assassination is known. It happened during the golden age of the Erd Tree, long before the shattering of the Elden Ring. Someone stole a fragment of the Rune of Death from Malekith, the Black Blaidd, and on a bitter night, murdered Godwyn the Golden. That was the first recorded death of a demigod in all history, and it became the catalyst. Soon, the Elden Ring was smashed, and thus sprang forth the war known as the Shattering. I once wished to become a scholar, you see. I've spent many an hour scouring the archives for knowledge of that fateful plot. The world has grown crooked, and if you intend to put it to rights, you'd better understand what happened to make it this way. And that thing is to blame for the shape I'm in now. I urge the utmost caution. Don't disturb the corpse more than necessary. Oh, Still... Dee was telling me that he discovered the mark of the centipede. The centipede is an ancient symbol of the cursemark. As long as whoever finds and uses it is not nefarious by nature, then we may be able to form an alliance. If only I could speak to them in person. And if they were like you, all the better.
Reload the area and talk to Thea, the NPC in the black dress. Ask her to hold you and talk in secret with her.
I am pleased to see you again. Would you like me to hold you? Well, the blessing is still aflame in your breast, dear. Would you like to be held? Now. You are so very warm. My dear, have you ever heard of Black Knifeprints? Dear Rogier likes to talk of them when abed, and the ancient plot in which the first of the demigods was slain. The black knives wielded by the assassins who committed the act, along with the impressions they made, somehow hide the truth of the conspiracy. These grand affairs are hardly my forte, but dear Rogier began to weep as he spoke. In truth, I've heard tell from someone else about the black knife prints that fascinate dear Rogier so. But it wouldn't be right to give this to him, stuck as he is in the Roundtable hold. Perhaps you could make use of it?
After she gives you the map, you have to travel to the Black Knife Catacombs located in Liurnia, where a black knife print can be found. This step can be skipped by getting the knife print without the map. After that, you have to return the black knife print to Rogier. Follow the path that I'm following in the video to know how to get to the Black Knife Catacombs. This is a very easy area to miss, so keep a close look to where I go. After you defeat the boss, return the black knife print to Rogier at the balcony in the Roundtable hold.
Always good to see you safe. So, what do you need? This is a black knife print. I can scarcely believe you managed to get your hands on this. You recall our conversation about the Night of the Black Knives, yes? They say the assassins who carried out the deed were scions of the Eternal City. A group entirely of women, arrayed in armor of silver under cloaks which fooled the eye. The knives they wielded, though, were imparted with the power of the Rune of Death through sinister rite. Please, I beg of you, lend me the knife print for a time. I'd love nothing more than to tease out its secrets. Though only a fragment, a very specific ritual had to be performed to impart the power of the Rune of Death. Traces of the one who performed the rite are sure to remain in the imprint. Half my body has been suffused with death. I'm certain it will help me see.
After that, reset the area and talk to Rogier again. Additionally, you can speak to Dee about him for more additional dialogue, but you don't have to.
Ah, hello. I was hoping to see you. My examination is complete. Here's the knife print back, with my thanks. Now I have a fairly good idea who performed the rite upon the Blaidd. The person who orchestrated the Night of the Black Knives. Lunar Princess Ranni. One of the children born to King Consort Radahn and his first wife, Rennala. Demigod and sister to General Radahn and Praetor Rykard. Hers was the name I discovered in the imprint. Truly, you have my thanks. But if I might be so bold, I would like to ask something more of you. If Ranni truly is the one who plotted that fateful night, then she should bear the curse mark of destined death somewhere upon her flesh. I would like you to procure it for me. And then all will be laid bare. I will have the answers I have sought for so long. I have some idea of Ranni's potential whereabouts. There's a manor to the north of the Academy of Caria. It is the familial home of the Carian royals, from whom Ranni descends. There's been talk of the old royals' vassals gathering there in recent years. Ranni's whereabouts since the shattering are a well-kept secret. She hasn't been seen even once, but I suspect she might have returned to the manor in which she was born. I'm afraid there's something I must tell you. Do you know of those who live in death? The very notion of life in death defies the Golden Order. By Dee's account, these defiled fiends must be expunged. But truth be told, I seek the curse mark to save them. You may find this peculiar, but I discovered something in my examination of the Night of the Black Knives. These souls have committed no offense. They have every right to life, only they happen to touch upon a flaw in the Order.
At this point, you can travel to north of Liurnia to the Carian Manor area. You have to complete the area here and kill Loretta, the final boss of the Carian Manor. Now, a word of advice: if you wish to do Blaidd's questline, this is the point of no return for the first initial few steps. So do Blaidd's questline and then come to the Carian Manor if you want to do his questline. I also have a video on Blaidd's questline, or should have a video very soon, so keep an eye out on my channel. Anyway, let's move on with the gameplay. After you defeat Royal Knight Loretta, travel into the Three Sisters area from the side of Grace, that it is the Royal Moon Gazing Grounds, which is the boss fight that you just did with Loretta, and travel to Ranni's Rise. Here you can initiate Ranni's questline.
Oh, again we cross paths. I believe I said my name was Renna when last we met. It pleaseth me to see Torrent hale and hearty, but tarnished. What business hast thou here? I have no memory of inking thee an invitation. I see. Quite the sleuth, aren't we? Indeed, I am the witch Ranni. I stole a fragment of the Rune of Death and used it to forge the god-slaying black knives through fearsome rite. I did it all. But sadly for thee, the curse mark thou seekest is not to be found here. I have slain the body I was born into and cast it away, and it is upon that flesh the curse mark is carved. And why should I reveal that to thee? I performed the act not to bury the past, nor in shame of the deed, but all the same, thy begging compels me not a jot. The curse mark thou seekest is not here. That is all I will say. Now, be gone.
After you exhaust Ranni's dialogue and she tells you to be gone, you have to travel back to the Roundtable hold and speak to Rogier. Now, if you find yourself stuck in this step, all you have to do is go back to talk to Rogier, and that'll get Ranni to be able to progress through her questline. So just talk to Ranni and then
Always
talk to
good to
Rogier.
see you safe. So, what do you need? I see. When Ranni shed her flesh, she shed the curse mark too. You know, not everyone would trust such a tale. But if she in her current form is nothing more than the living doll you profess, then perhaps it's true after all. Forgive the bluntness of the notion, but how would you like to become one of Ranni's vassals? Only in order to get what we want, of course. The location of the body which bore the curse mark, which right now I haven't the faintest. And the best way to find out is for you to enter her service and take a poke around on the sly. I know you've got what it takes. Not only are you a superb fighter, but people want to trust you. I've seen it. Can you become Ranni's vassal to advance our agenda? While in her service, you'll be able to take a poke around on the sly and determine the location. I realize that, but I know you've got what it takes. Quite possibly the only one, in fact.
Return to Ranni and initiate her quest.
The curse mark thou seekest now. Oh, is that so? Thou wouldst render me aid. Is that thy proposal? Affording thyself opportunity to grope about for the curse mark's location, no doubt. Very well. There's nothing wrong with a well-laid scheme. What's more, if my past and past wounds beckon to thee, I am curious enough to see what thy destiny portends. I'll allow it. Enter my service, and good hunting to thee. Good. Then I ask we proceed with haste. Art thou aware of the star that struck Limgrave? It left a vast crater, and through it lieth the eternal city of Nokron. Go there to find the city's hidden treasure. Ah yes, e.g. my war counselor, and Salavis, preceptor in the sorcerer's arts, can be found below. Like thee, they are in my service. Heed not their peculiarities. Feel secure in gaining from them what advantage thou canst. I am sure the others will be doing just the same.
Head back downstairs and exhaust everyone's dialogues, and then return to Ranni. You have to speak to these NPCs before you can speak to her.
I don't know what it is, the mystery.
At this point in time, you have to progress and finish Ranni's questline. Now, I have a full step-by-step in-depth guide on my channel, so check out the description down below, or the cards at the top right-hand corner, or on my channel videos to know how to step-by-step progress through Ranni's questline. After you defeat the final boss in the questline, which would be Blaidd, after you return to Ranni's Rise, you can head back to the Roundtable hold and interact with Rogier's body. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider leaving a like on this video and comment down below to help the algorithm find this channel and these guides that are so in-depth and helpful. Thank you, have a wonderful day, see you next time.